So today's topic is graphing systems of equations. So I want everybody to circle the words systems of equations because that's literally what we've been working on this whole pathway.
I didn't get those.
Systems of equations. Yeah, in the bucket. Systems of equations. What do y'all know about systems of equations?
They're two lines.
Yeah, they basically are two lines you could graph. I'm going to write down the fact that they are two equations.
Two variables.
And they have two variables. Good job. Oh gosh, variables. Couldn't spell that for a second. All right, so systems of equations. Whenever we used to solve one equation, it was with a one variable and a one equation because we would have the equation and we would solve our stuff. But now that we have systems of equations, that means we have two equations and they have to have two variables. So if these are our two equations and they look linear because they are in the form of ax plus by equals c and y equals mx plus b, that means we can graph them. So our EQ says how are solutions found from two linear equations. So remember, both of these are linear equations. There's two of them. What are solutions?
It's like the answers.
It's the answer. Yeah. What are you going to say, Gavin?
Yeah.
Yeah, answer.
I don't think that's
Solution are the answers. If we have two lines, what are two lines always going to do when you graph them?
Cross each other.
They're going to cross each other. So when they cross each other like this, the solution is where they cross at. That is the answer to the equations. You can get an x answer and a y answer by graphing them and finding the crossing point. So let's try to graph these and then let's see what our answer, our solution would be. So if this is ax plus by equals c, a quick rundown. We got a, b, c. Quick rundown is x-intercept. You find it by doing c divided by a, which is this number divided by that number. Y-intercept is c divided by b, this number divided by that number. And then negative a over b for slope. So let's figure it out. If we have the x-intercept, I have c, which is 4, divided by 8a. What is 4 over 8?
1/2.
1/2. Do y'all want to put a dot? Well, we can put a little tiny dot at the 1/2 on the x-axis for the x-intercept. But let's do the other stuff so we can be certain on what the coordinates are. So the y-intercept is 4 over 2 because we have c over b. What is 4 over 2? 2. So our y-intercept is up here at 2. And then our slope is going to help us really make sure that the line is correct. It's negative a over b. So we got negative 8 over 2, which is negative 4. What does negative 4 tell us to do for a slope?
Go down.
Go down 4 and over 1. So 1, I'm just going to pick this dot down 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Does that make sense why that random dot was like in the middle of a coordinate like that? Like our x-intercept was over there in the middle of the line. Makes sense now that we know what our slope was. Our slope was too far for it to be an exact point. Okay, so we got one line. Let's go do the other one. Let's do y equals mx plus b. Here is our y-intercept. Let's go do the y-intercept real quick. What is that? 5. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jeez, I could not do that. And our slope is negative 1/2. So down 1 over 2. Remember, we're always going to the right when we do slope. I'm going to go backwards also. All right, so what do you know about this place where they cross? What do you notice about the place where they cross? It's like right here. Is it a perfect coordinate? Where they cross at? No, it is not a perfect coordinate. So we can't really tell what the answer is by just looking. So I'm about to show you another way to solve for this. This right here is the, oh my gosh, I spelled it wrong. is the solution. It's the answer. Still going? Okay. Another way to find the answer is to use this thing in the calculator. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna pull out a calculator. Is to use this thing called LinSolve. LinSolve is kind of like InSolve, but for two equations. You do menu 3, 2. Pulls up this little thing where you want two equations and you want to use X and Y. I'm gonna press enter. And there's two little boxes, two little spaces for me to type both of my equations. So the first equation was 8x plus 2y equals 4. And the second equation was y equals negative 1/2, so I'm going to make a fraction. X plus 5. And press enter. Why did it give me a bunch of fractions?
Could you do this one?
Yeah, because this little coordinate right here, oh darn it. Because this coordinate right here was a decimal, somewhere in a decimal. That's why these are fractions. This is the X, this is the Y. And so just so you guys know, if you press Control Enter, whenever you have this out, it'll give you the decimal form of the fractions that it just gave you. So that's kind of cool. Didn't know that. So I'm going to write down that the answer, the coordinate, I'm just going to put 0.86. And on this one, I'm going to put 5.4. Sorry, that's hard to see. But we're going to say that this is the coordinate. It's just decimals. It's not a perfect coordinate, but it is a coordinate. That is our answer. That is our solution. Okay, it's where they cross. We figured out what X was. X was negative 0.86, and Y was 5.4. All right, right underneath it, it says, what happens if lines are, or two lines are parallel? So what happens if the lines never touch like this? Do they have a solution? No. So the answer to this is literally no solution. If you ever have two lines that are parallel and it tells you to find the solution, there is not one. They don't touch, they don't cross. All right, so let's try one more example and then we're done. We're just gonna write a summary. So first of all, if we're going to graph x equals 1, I would graph a dot right there at the literal x equals 1 spot on the x-axis. And then I draw a line up. Because this line right here is x equals 1. Ooh, I should have drawn it in a different color. Because that's, you can't even tell. And then the other one, 2x plus y equals 4. What is that written in? What form?
X plus by equals C.
Yep, x plus by equals c. This is A, this is B, this is C. And if I do C over A, which is the x-intercept, I have 4 over 2, which is 2. So my x-intercept is 2. And then C over B, which is the y-intercept, is 1 over 2. No, just joking. 4 over 1, C over B, my bad, which is 4. I'll see that. Can anybody like already spot the point that they're gonna cross at?
Yeah.
Maybe? All right, let's keep working. Slope is negative A over B. So I got a negative 2 over 1, so down 2 over 1. So from this dot right here, I go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. All right, and this time they do cross at a perfect coordinate, that one right there. What is that coordinate?
One, two.
Yep, 1, 2. So that is our answer. Our solution to these two lines has an x variable of 1 and that y variable of 2. That's the answer. All right, so let's sum it up. What are some things we know about systems of equations? Y'all tell me.
They have coordinates.
They have coordinates. The answer would be a coordinate.
They have two equations with two variables.
2 equations with 2 variables. Yeah, I'll write that one first and I'll write yours second. Okay, Gavin? 2 equations two variables. Oh my gosh, I literally cannot spell. All right, and then Gavin said they have a coordinate that is their answer. So I'm gonna write the word solution because they use the word solution instead of answer. The solution is where the lines cross, which is a coordinate, gives us two numbers, an x and a y, which is good because we have two variables. You could also get the solution to systems of equations by doing LinSolve, which is menu 3, 2.